Hello, welcome to episode 90 of this again. Nobody wants to be here, but we are here, so
Hi, I want to be here.
don't lie. It doesn't suit you.
The people watching this want to be here.
All 10 of them.
Yes,
Hello, all 10 of you.
Anyway, how are we today, gentlemen?
I'm good. I want to be here.
Suppose you could say I want to be here, but I'll refrain from comment to avoid any nastiness after this recording finishes.
You'll get it either way, because somebody's got to take it.
It's
Sure.
usually me.
Pish. Well, let's just get into it. Last weekend marked the big return of the Premier League. And it came back with its usual fun. Friday night, Man U doing Man U stuff against Fulham.
I mean,
Annan.
it's just Man United, isn't it? Like they played a bit deeper this season. They looked a bit defensive. They looked less defensively terrible. They looked like actually all right.
Well, they just signed a whole new defence, so yeah, you'd hope so.
They did, but not that many of them played.
Matt Zowie is on the one.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
But I mean, they're an improvement on who they had, so you can't argue.
Exactly. They're gonna like. I think we said this in the preview last week. They're probably going to do all right against like teams like that. They're going to have the odd, randomly weird result. Not starting Garnacho, I thought was weird.
Yeah, you think he's the kind of poster boy.
He's
I
like their
mean,
most like he is their most creative player. He set up the goal.
Yeah.
He's arguably the best player, so yeah, you have to play him.
Bruno Fernandes is their best player.
Depends who you ask.
He is.
He's good, but it doesn't make him any more likable. Obviously, I'd say probably one of our marquee signings is Xerxes.
Xerxes, Bologna's finest.
Off the bench.
Debut.
Debut goal, good finish. Obviously had the second chance with Rashford and Garnacho towards the end. Mucked it up between them.
Overplayed it.
Yeah, overplayed it. It was a really bad pass to Garnacho.
Possible.
And you know, let's be honest as well. Fulham's season is not going to be defined by their trip to Old Trafford on first day of the season, is it?
Gets out the road.
It's a free hit, but I mean, it's a free hit in a sense of if Man United turn up, yeah, I mean, you're not probably going to take much from the game, but there's always a chance that the wrong Man United turn up and they could grab a few points that they probably didn't expect. But I think the result went the way we expected it.
Yeah, we're going to learn a lot more about this Fulham side. They're at home to Leicester this weekend. We're going to learn a lot more about them from that than we did watch them for 90 minutes at Old Trafford.
You don't say no to 87 minutes against Man U level. If it was 87, I think it was 87. Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Like, yeah. Man United probably should have scored well before then, but those things will iron themselves out over the course of the season.
They have their most dangerous attackers on the bench, so they'll struggle that way.
Exactly.
Speaking of attackers, some horrible scenes I saw going into the rest of the weekend.
In the northeast, that animal Fabian Schär just cracking Brereton Diaz for no good reason with a flying knee.
Oh, I know, it was disgraceful.
I had to watch through my fingers like this. It was horrific scenes. It was horrible.
I had to go to my nephew and cover his eyes at that.
Shall we go through? Shall we go through some of my criticisms of the situation?
Actually, I've got a
Number
good quote.
one.
I've got a quote from a Newcastle associate. Me, I will. This is from a Newcastle associate of the club. Schär and Brereton Diaz stick their heads into one another and Schär gets sent off.
Yeah, that was me. I said that.
That
is if you watch it from the angle that Alan Shearer highlights on Match Today, which VAR would have had available, you can see they both stick their heads into one another. How they both don't get sent off is ridiculous. The referee is far too far away. Is the my alternative position on this? He gives a free kick. He watches Brereton Diaz fly into Fabian Schär. And he has the time while Fabian Schär is on the deck. He makes no attempt to move towards the situation, despite the fact that Brereton Diaz flew into Schär and definitely deserves at least a booking for it. He makes no attempt to move towards that situation and only starts going towards it when Schär first pushes him away when he gets up. He's far too far away.
All I'm saying is that this is karma for you slagging off the Rangers sending off last week. Just putting that out there.
This one, like one of them's they should both be getting a 3-match ban. The alternative piece of that is the sending off is exactly what St James's Park needed, and Newcastle somehow have a knack for when things like this happen. Newcastle have a knack for getting a result, and Brenton Diaz after that was pish all afternoon, and that's his karma. And Southampton, based on that performance, are 1000% getting relegated.
I didn't know it was at Southampton. I thought it was still at Sheffield United.
Eddie Howe starting his new starting 11 with one player that's going to go in and get sent off for a header at some point just to rejuvenate the crowd.
Yeah, Newcastle were a bit terrible before that. As I say, Newcastle had 22% of the ball and had 2 shots on target or 1 shot on target. It wasn't like Southampton
At home, might we add.
Yeah, like it's a vintage shithouse performance at home with 10 men. And for Southampton to not take anything from that game proves that they are absolutely mince.
Interject. If any other team played at home with 22% possession in 1 shot, it would be negative, it would be X, this.
Not with 10 men. I'll commend any team that has 22% possession, 10 men for what? 70, 65 minutes, something like that, and wins 1-0. I'll commend any team who does that.
I hope Rangers do it this season just to bite you in the arse.
I'm saying nothing.
Sidetrack.
Good goal by Joelinton. Like this game was overshadowed by the referee being a bit shit. And I'm not saying the red card was the wrong decision. I'm criticising the fact that he is not there quick enough to see the full situation, which is Brenton Diaz also puts his head in and then goes down like he's been snipered, let's be honest.
That's how those things work. If whoever runs down stays on the pitch.
And Shearer's been stupid. But VAR means that shouldn't happen. If they both go head to head, they should both get sent off.
Not clear and obvious. Shearer's was assault.
Oh
yes. I agree. Is
there an argument? Like I assume you've seen the push before it. Like the thing that like he flies into Shearer. And the game's already been stopped for a good 5 seconds. Like, there's a free kick given for something else 20 yards away, and he still does it. Like, for me, and I know I'm biased, but for me, if you're looking for a definition of excessive force, it's that.
But then Shah just start pushing him for no reason.
But, like, what I'm trying to argue is that how on earth does he get away with a yellow card when, 1, he's put his head into Shearer, and 2, he's flew into Shearer, which arguably, like, I'd argue that's a red in itself because it's well after the ball's gone. And the whistle's gone.
Momentum.
Yes, it was definitely momentum. Watch it back and you can see it's 100% momentum.
Well, I watched it and I thought to myself, that's a good challenge.
Did you know?
I had to watch it for the sake of this.
Yeah, but you watched it and definitely came up with that opinion to not wind me up.
Is that South American blood he's got in him? It's the pure passion.
Yes, it's that South American blood that makes him a little prick.
El Guapo, they call him.
As I say, good for him. He's being relegated this season because Southampton are finishing bottom.
I'd like to add to any of our South American listeners that that does not convey the feelings of the whole group, and I don't actually mind you.
Me either.
This is when you usually interject and say that what we're saying is you don't agree with. So there you go. It's my turn this week.
2 out of 3 was like Brenton Diaz.
He's not that good, is he?
I know. When he was when he was Ben Brereton, he wasn't very good. But now he's Ben Brereton Diaz. He's got a bit of Latin.
But is he actually that good?
I bet that's Samba.
He did well for Blackburn in the Championship. He was a bit shit for Sheffield United last season, and I don't know what his Villarreal numbers are like, but I bet you if I Google them, they're not going to be that good if he's now back at Southampton.
It was just kind of like we got shipped to Sheffield.
His stats were quite good and went up quite high when I signed him on FIFA a few years ago.
Yes, I'm sure they did.
His
middle name's his full name is Benjamin Anthony Brereton.
Yes.
No, Diaz is not officially his name.
They'll just put it on because he was South American.
Yeah, his mum's Chilean, you know.
He went to Villarreal and played 14 games in La Liga and scored no goals. He went to Sheffield United alone last season, and to be fair to him, got 6 goals in 14 games, and they were shit. So to be fair to him, not that bad. But, like, he's going to be shit. Southampton are going to be shit.
It's only game week 1.
Yeah, and they couldn't beat a side with 10 men for 65 minutes.
No, but they just sat back. Anyway,
Right, I think
well,
Craig said enough. Before he implodes, move on.
see that vein poking it. More controversy was Crystal Palace's goal, which was chopped off for a foul. I think it was. I couldn't make it
Yeah,
myself.
it's not even that much of a foul.
Just a clatter, climbing together, while using somebody else.
Yeah, the best bit about this is if anyone's seen the interview with Aberieze afterwards.
No.
No. Aberieze in the interview basically just comes out and says the referee came and spoke to us afterwards at full time. He came in the dressing room, said he made a mistake. These things happen and they're going to even themselves out over the course of the season. Which, from a young man who scored a fantastic goal like that, that's an outstanding reaction. People make mistakes. Like, that one was clearly just the referee getting a bit too whistle happy. Like, happens.
They're not just coming down to blowing early.
Yeah.
I didn't understand. I watched a few times and just couldn't get what was wrong.
The referee assumes the ball's going into the box, and if the ball's going into the box, he's given a foul.
I thought there was rules to let the play.
Yeah, but he's very convinced that it's a foul
right.
and very convinced the ball's going in the box. He's just not, like... The referee in that situation is probably not watching the ball. The referee in the situation is probably watching the box and hasn't realised the ball isn't going into the box.
Just get a retake.
He does it again.
Yeah, puts it in the box.
If he's that good, he can do it again.
I thought it was a big hoo-ha because I've heard the social media uproar. I thought it was something mental, but it wasn't actually that bad.
Like, it's not that bad.
Costing the game, but end of the day.
Did it cost them the game, though? Or did the own goal...
They lost.
Like, yeah.
So I don't...
The
Ultimately...
own goal's actually the one that they scored. It's the fact they conceded 2 goals, the reason why they lost the game.
No,
just put it out there.
Bit of both. Don't start.
Haven't seen them, like, any worries about Brentford. Brentford didn't have Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney's been linked to Saudi Arabia this week. Brentford looked all right against the team they, either way, another mid-table team in Crystal Palace, they looked all right without Ivan Toney. They're probably going to be fine.
He's wanted to leave for the last 4 years, so...
He has. The Saudi League, I don't know if you guys have heard about Chris Sutton saying Toney would be wasted in the Saudi League. What do you think, Robert?
I think a lot of players get wasted in the Saudi League. I think it's just a case of they've got the money, then can do what they want. If the players are happy enough to whittle away their career down in there for the money, then
would you still give him an England call up if he's in the Saudi League? I don't think I would.
He doesn't get one now. He doesn't get one now.
He played in the Euros final.
After what, 5 minutes?
You can't take away from that.
He's on the decline, arguably. So
arguably, Harry Kane's the one on the decline, and the England striker spot is up for grabs, and it's between him and Ollie Watkins. And if one of them's playing for Aston Villa, who are reaching the top 4, and one of them's playing for either Brentford, who are lower mid-table, or Saudi Arabia, you know which one you're picking.
I think in this case, he's more likely to get in the England squad playing for Brentford, even though they're maybe not like pushing the top, for the sake of he's always in the news for his goals. I mean, like, you could score 30 over in Saudi Arabia and it just get, well, congratulations, it's in Saudi Arabia.
Seen that with Henderson. His cap's dried up when he went to Saudi.
He was also ancient when he went to Saudi, though.
Yeah.
Southgate's toy boy, so.
What was the other thing I was going to say about that? Surprised that Tottenham didn't go for Toney over Solanke. I'm a bit.
I don't know. Do you not think there's maybe they went for it and maybe it fell apart? I don't know.
Possibly. Sure. I don't know. Like, I was going to say, do you think Arsenal, he's the signing that a kind of Arsenal would like? But looking at them at the weekend, they don't need a big striker. Kai Havertz is doing the job for them.
I think his ship sailed to get in a big Sky 6 team.
Chelsea will buy him for 60 million this week.
They'll buy you next week.
Maybe times 2.
I'm worth 120 million. I'm the size of 2 folk.
Yeah. Any more in Brentford? Or?
I've already started talking about Chelsea. Do you want me to move on and talk about Chelsea?
But before you do, actually, I've just came on just to double check. And Tony's only 28, so I mean, he's hardly like he's on the full decline as being implied.
To be fair, how old's Solanke? Is Solanke 25?
It's the same, I thought. He's quite old in football terms. 28 is not old.
26 for Solanke.
Yeah.
I think 28 is not old, but is getting towards old for a striker.
We always seem to think 20. No, you always say 29, 30 is your peak, apparently. Depends position.
Which is funny, because if you told me that Ivan Toney was 1 year younger than Raheem Sterling, I wouldn't have believed you.
I think it's because Sterling's been out for ages.
He has. He's not about the Chelsea squad, though. There's your
True.
segue, Kyle.
So yes, Chelsea played Man City at the weekend in a 2-0, I don't know what you call it, routine job. Just did what they had to do.
Unlike some other people, I had absolutely no expectation Chelsea would show up.
I had an
Yeah,
inkling.
I mean,
I had an inkling.
it's one of those like Man City did what Man City do best, just scrape out a good win when they need it.
Chelsea's the Nicholas Jackson disallowed goal was embarrassing. Like, not being onside there is absolutely embarrassing. He's not that good.
Sums him up,
Again,
really.
If you're Raheem Sterling and you can't get in the team and he can, you've got problems.
Excuse me. Sterling's not that good himself, though, is he?
The problem is, like, where does he go?
I was just about to ask that. What team does Sterling go
Saudi.
to?
Only place
He's-
that'll pay the wages.
It'd be all right for like a Palace mid-table.
No chance. No chance Raheem Sterling goes there.
I didn't want to, but it's the best place for him is a mid-table.
But no chance they'll pay his wages. And Chelsea wants something like 50 million for him, and it's just not going to happen.
It's
You know what's
so
just
tough.
going to happen? He's just going to rot away until it gets to the point where he signs for like a mid-table team that obviously he can't he can't demand the wages that he wants.
Well, he's on,
Or-
what, a 7-year deal or something like that? Because he was before they changed the rules. So he's on a really long contract.
It's mental, isn't it?
Saying that Cole Palmer's on to like 2032 or something.
Yeah, did you see the news that Maresca came out with today to say he's only training with 21 of the God knows how many players?
Is that
Yeah,
not-
he basically said I'm only training with like 21 or 22 years. If you're not training with the main squad, then. And let's be honest, if you're a team looking at one of them Chelsea players, you can now you know they've basically been told if someone comes in for you, you can leave. You're going to be bidding absolutely nothing. You're going to be bidding peanuts.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
I've seen the loss of some of the players have exiled, I guess. Makes for some good reading. You got like Gallagher, he's one of them.
Well, he's away. He left today.
Did he? Oh,
He
breaking
has
news.
left. Yes, today is Wednesday. This video might be up on Thursday. It might be up on Friday, depending on when I've got to do it. He is gone, and they have in return signed João Felix because the last loan spell went so well, and Chelsea need another wide attacker stroke forward.
He wasn't even that good when he was there the first time, so
Nope, he was shit.
he was shit at Barcelona as well last season. I can't find the list, but I had like Gallagher and Sterling and Lukaku and Dizazi, Chukwueze. So folks saying just last year getting chucked out already.
Apparently, that Madueke might be on that list. Apparently, Newcastle might be going for him, which would be, I think, quite a good signing.
In that list. So I say it was I really think it was funny that they've sold their best midfielder in Kovacic to have Gallagher, who's then scored against them.
Yes.
Sums them up really.
And Kovacic looked outstanding. I mean, the second goal was a disaster from a Chelsea point of view, but it's a nice finish from Kovacic. Keeper should probably do better. I think there's been quite a lot of commentary in the media about Kovacic playing and no Rodri. Man City didn't look like they missed Rodri, which can't be said for times last season.
I guess first time they've won without Rodri for a while.
He was
not
absent
ever.
from 4 league games last season, and they didn't win any of them.
Yeah, he's not even that good. Well, he is good, but
He is the linchpin of that side.
you don't
He's
notice
very
him.
good.
I think he plays that Busquets, you didn't notice him sort of role.
Does his
One
job
person you
well.
do notice, Erling Haaland.
Could
Lovely
you
finish.
stop him?
Can always rely on him.
You can.
Well,
Aye.
Cucurella didn't have him trembling, as that song goes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, I love
Don't
the fact
remind
in
me.
I love the fact in his interview that he called out Cucurella. I am absolutely here for that all day.
You have to, though. If somebody's being big licks, you've got to call them out.
Do.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, Man City, based on that evidence, Man City are going to be very, very, very right up there this season, and Chelsea are going to be, we still don't know.
As we all expected.
Yes.
Because Chelsea are not in a good run. Spell,
No.
whatever you call it. I think that. And on Monday as well, another big game we all forgot about. Spurs drawn with Leicester.
Leicester.
I think a good 1-1 draw for the Leicester. And Ange for that sake.
And they were very unlucky to not win the game. Jamie Vardy had another excellent chance.
I'd like to add my post I saw on social media. I've taken a wee note of it. The Vardy experience, 37-year-old, no pre-season, downs a can of Red Bull, but before the second half, you see him coming out the tunnel drinking it, scores equaliser against Spurs, earned a team point for his team, obviously, and then he points to the crowd. I don't know if you saw it. For our audio listeners, he reminds them that they've got 1 and Spurs have got 0, and then he tells Romero to fuck off.
Yeah, literally, what a game from Jamie. Like,
You missed him. We've missed him.
we've missed him, and I did not expect him to score like 1 Premier League. Like, I expected him to maybe score in a shite means nothing game. I did really not expect Jamie Vardy to be starting and scoring for Leicester on the first day of the season.
Already only started because they've got any other strikers. And he's
Yes.
like, I am playing. I don't care.
Yeah.
Which sums him up, really.
I wonder if it's in his contract that they're not allowed to sign any other strikers.
You wouldn't know. If you got him, you have to play him.
Jeez,
I don't think you do. I think he's 37 and can now sit on the bench quite happily.
I mean, he's vintage Premier. He's pure Barclays.
No,
He's not pure Barclays. Jamie Vardy is absolutely not pure Barclays. What are you on about?
If you stick him on the bench, you'll have a caffeine overdose on those bloody cans.
That is true. Sorry, Kyle. Kenwyne Jones is pure Barclays. Jamie Vardy is not pure Barclays. He's too late.
We can't mean though. Is like
he's a bit later.
He's just vintage, you know. That's all I meant. I didn't mean he's actually a Barclays player.
It sounds like he's hit a nerve.
He's not a Ricardo Fuller.
Correct. If you play for Stoke City, you're pure Barclays. It's that simple.
He's not Stoke 08. That's
all like Robert Huth.
Well, he's probably Barclays either.
I saw Shawcross in the service station.
Linchpin of my fantasy football teams for many years.
Chop.
Right. I think that does it for the Premier League.
Yes.
Not much more to add. Unless you do, but I don't.
Nah.
It was boring week.
Nice to be back.
Sorry?
Nice for it to be back.
Yeah. Another 37 weeks to go. And another big result was this one here. I think 2-0 against Annan.
For those who aren't listening on the old or watching on YouTube, obviously Queen's 2, Annan 0. There you go. I thought I better say the result.
I thought I'm wearing the wrong colours as well. I'm wearing yellow, which is incorrect.
Boo! I'm scum.
Don't shoot me. It was just, well, I want to use takeaways. We're all there, so.
Robert, take it away.
I'll start. I just thought it was a very impressive Queen's performance. Obviously, I think folk were jumping the gun a bit when we obviously drew Aberdeen in the League Cup and were disappointed at getting beat. And then you look at that performance on Saturday and you think, we probably got what in the bag in terms of we've got a really solid team across the field. We're really coming together nicely. And you know what? I think we have got it takes to win the league. Obviously, it's a lot of hard work and we're only, 3 league games in?
Unbeaten season's still on.
Yeah, the unbeaten run's still on. But the point I'm trying to make is we look solid. He's still, Pierre Murphy obviously said he's still looking at bringing in more players, which is never a bad thing. You know, bulk up the squad a wee bit. But yeah, just thought we had a really good play. Matty Douglas, absolute standout.
Shagger.
Yeah, Shagger as well, as we told him as he ran past every time for a corner. Just what a game he had. He was so composed. Do you think, I know people will probably laugh when we get buzzing for a derby between us and Annan, but he was absolutely solid. And you do think that the nerves would maybe kind of kick in, but what a ball in from Bryden, long throw in, Douglas, cool, calm and collected, heads it in, and he even looks over there at the fans.
I am absolutely loving the fact that we are taking long throw-ins and we have scored from one. And it's not even like it was a stramash in a penalty area. It was a long throw-in straight onto the centre-half's noggin and in.
It was up like a salmon. It was unreal.
It was. Tommy Goss was still on the bloody ground.
It was a wee tie back. It's 08 Stoke.
Yeah, yes. I was going to say,
I have watched that back, and Tommy Goss's marking is pretty guff.
We'll not talk about that. But what a goal.
I have heard a wee rumour that let's cut you off, sorry, it was a foul apparently.
Was it?
He pushed down to get up.
Was it? I've watched it back and can say it's absolutely not.
I didn't see anything bad, but just a wee buddy dealt with that.
Did it now?
And obviously in the second half, McKechnie off to an absolute flyer of a season with a second goal, which was absolutely sublime. It's well taken. It's kind of on the volley. It was just unbelievable. I was too busy jumping up and down.
Brennan
So,
Dickinson,
kind of,
shall we say, being the
how long did he play? Half an hour, and he's like, he is another standout. He's just
he makes
unbelievable.
that goal though. He is the one who breaks from midfield. He does a lovely bit of skill at the start of that move. And yes, it's McKechnie's to finish. And it's a lovely finish into the corner. But Dickinson makes that goal for me.
Oh, 100%. I just think it was well played all round. And I think another standout was obviously ex-Annan player as well, who had a cool and calm and collected performance, was Benjamin Lassant. I just think you could tell the first few games he was kind of easing into it, and by God, he has. He's
Josh
looking
Walker
great.
as well. Josh Walker looked
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic. The whole team, to a man, were brilliant.
I'd even like to shout out Ross Stewart for all the slagging he got when he signed. What a save in the first half. I'm pretty sure he had one, maybe not as spectacular, but another one
Right
in
at the
second
end.
half. And when you think about it, it's what makes a good goalkeeper. You can play for great teams that you don't do much, but when you have to do something, you do it right, and that's what he's done so far. So I'd like to give him a shout out. Jake Fair, I hope you're listening. It was you that I waving that.
The other thing about that is we've managed to come away with 2 wins and a draw from 3 games and only concede 1 goal. Score of 4, which is not too terrible a return. Good teams win when they're not playing well or they're up against it. We got a point against Alloa, and yes, we might have been happy with a point against Alloa on the opening day, and Alloa were a bit salty about it. But ultimately, we were already in an injury crisis. We managed to beat Cove while we had 3 subs on the bench.
I thought it was maybe not night and day, but it was a lot better performance against Annan, but we still scraped a victory against Cove, who are no pushovers. So
Exactly, and
I agree.
there is more to come.
Yeah, and then I think a few more additions might help. There was I saw some rumours of a loan signing, but yeah, I think we've done well. After the also shout out Hewitt. I thought he played class.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of what we want to hear. Positive vibes.
As someone said when they noticed the Queen's result of the weekend, and I walked into the office yesterday, I take it you like football again then, and the answer was 100% yes.
I was going to say, if you watched all the episodes from last season, that there was the reverse of that. It was me absolutely slagging off Queens. So I mean, we're on the right trajectory.
Yep.
It is different.
Happy.
It's night and day between this and a few months ago.
Can't wait for us to finish 7th.
Need to not get carried away, and even if we don't win the league after I've said that, I still think it'll be a decent season.
Still be up there. I think we'll still be challenging.
We're winning this at a canter. What are we on about?
What Greg said.
We'll be clipping that.
Yes.
I think I gotta say something.
Nope.
Anyway.
I just said yes.
That would tend to mean we gotta say something. Anyway, before I start crying, there's news about Kilmarnock's in their European tie. Is it Copenhagen they're playing? They were requesting time off against Aberdeen at the weekend to prepare, I guess, for that.
Rest their bodies. Rest their sore legs.
They can't play 90 minutes of football, but for me, they've got my colleagues have got some points.
Yeah, we'll have the wrong one first. On you go, Robert.
I don't know.
We'll see. I just think the SFA have never done anything to help any other team in Europe, so why should they get
Read Rangers.
Not just Rangers, but mainly Rangers, because we're the only one who plays in European finals as well. Recently, obviously. No, I thought that you think back to 2008, obviously there was a big fixture congestion with the Scottish Cup final as well. I'm sure Rangers had asked for time off and didn't. But then you didn't see likes of Hearts and Aberdeen last season asking for it. I just think you kind of give one and not others. So, well done on qualifying Kilmarnock. That's what happens in European football.
It would be great for the coefficient if Kilmarnock were to get the time off. I think it should not just be Kilmarnock. I think Hearts should get the time off this weekend as well. It is a lot harder when there is more than one team you need to do it for. Obviously, next season we're going to have to play a lot more qualifiers. That sets a precedent. Notably, to help the teams playing in Europe, they don't have to play in the League Cup. So why are they getting to not play in the League Cup and then the league not getting postponed for them? I don't know. In Wales, obviously, no Welsh team has ever qualified for a European, what was a group stage, and we're now calling a league phase. No Welsh team has ever qualified. The TNS had all 3 of their first league games postponed, so they could play, and they do have a playoff this weekend as well. But interesting to see a different approach. European leagues do this all the time for their teams. There are obvious negatives, i.e. Aberdeen are probably right up for this. Kilmarnock haven't won any of their league fixtures after European ties yet.
I would think it is part of the game. You shouldn't get time off for it personally. It'd be good, but you shouldn't.
Yes, but it benefits everyone. Like, if you get through, it makes such a benefit to the coefficient, considering that affects everyone. For example, if Aberdeen finish 3rd next season, there's a big difference as to whether Kilmarnock go through or not, and Hearts go through or not, and previously Rangers went through or not, as to how good that affects them next season. And people need to stop having a really short-term view on this.
I'm going to play the Rangers card here. If Rangers were in that position, would you be letting them have time off? Because I don't think you would be.
Yes, I'd let anyone who wanted it have the time off.
So.
The other problem is that we've asked for this now, and not if we want to do this, it needs to be arranged at the start of the season. The answer is probably no on this occasion, but especially if we're having fewer teams playing more qualifiers and we've got a risk of the coefficient going again, we need to start thinking about how we do this properly.
Yeah, the coefficient's the main point where I could see any justification of having it. I just think you've got to do it fairly, and you can't just.
The problem is that every time we bring it up, Rangers fans will go, "What about the previous Europa League final and what about 2008?" And the answer is, it's not about that. It's about now.
I know, but I think you still got to acknowledge that and the fact that we were not given any favours. I think you've still got to acknowledge it. You have to admit I'm someone who would admit if I feel like it's wrong. I still feel if you're going to be like that, you've got to acknowledge, mate, we did that wrong in the past, but the SFA won.
The more recent one, yes, you could acknowledge that they maybe did that wrong in the past, but you're not acknowledging 2008. It was 16 years ago.
Yeah, well, let's forget about 2008 then. We had no help in 2022.
Well, it didn't seem
your reaction just summed it up.
It didn't seem as big an issue then. Like, the Rangers did not make a big hoo-ha about it then.
I'm sure it would have been said at the time. It's just
ultimately at that point, was it not the only thing Rangers were playing for?
Won the Scottish Cup final like 3 days later.
Yeah.
Can't move a cup final. That's the other thing. You cannot move a cup final.
No, sorry.
Still appointment.
You could have just had the Europa League final a day before.
Yeah, UEFA, get these ties moved. No, I think we should do it, but on this occasion, Kilmarnock, it's probably a no. But from next season, we need to start doing it. So we can avoid Progress Leadercorn and Lincoln Red Imps again. Yeah, I've picked both of them. I want balance.
All right. I didn't catch any of that.
I did. I get what he's saying. The viewers will understand.
I heard Lincoln Red Imps.
And Progress Leadercorn. I just see Pedro Caixinha in a bush, and that does it for me.
Yeah.
The dogs they bark, but the caravan keeps on moving.
Up to speed. I know you're on better.
The caravan's up to speed.
So am I, don't worry. So I think it's game time. I think we're all talked out. I think it's game time.
Despite Greg asking for this fixture to be postponed to let him prepare for next week, we are proceeding on, and I've said no. It's the return of the transfer game.
To be fair, I would like to say I do have a terrible record in my first game back after hosting the previous week, so I would like a postponement in the future.
It's on every second week, though.
Yeah, but I hosted last week, and that took a lot out of me. And then every time I host, I then lose, and that's not fair. We need to postpone these fixtures.
No, I disagree.
Maybe next season, pal. Right, the transfer games, as always, I'm going to run through it just because if we had any new listeners, the boys will get different clues correlating to different points. 5 points is year and fee, 4 points is position, 3 points nationality, 2 points team they left, 1 point team they joined. Whoever has the most points at the end wins. Are we ready to start?
Yes.
Yes.
Right, 2016, 105 million.
Just like that.
Kylian Mbappe.
Nope.
Paul Pogba.
5 points.
Nice.
2015, 10.7 million.
I just ask, is there a theme? No.
No theme. I would have stated theme, sorry.
Cool.
2015, 10.7 million.
Mr. Dembele.
Nope.
Luke De Jong.
Nope. 2015, 10.7 million for an attacker.
Seem De Jong.
Emmanuel Riviere.
No. 2015,
Why not?
10.7 million. To interrupt. 2015, 10.7 million for an attacker from Italy.
Mario Balotelli.
Nope.
Ciro Immobile.
Nope. 2015, 10.7 million for an attacker from Italy that left Liverpool.
Borini.
Yes, to join
Well
Sunderland.
done.
2008, a loan deal. I don't do loan deals very often, but here we are. 2008, a loan deal.
Oh. Gavin Riley.
Negative.
Bastard.
So
2008, a loan deal for an attacker.
Dobie.
No,
Derek Lyle.
no. 2008, a loan deal, an attacker from Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Kanu.
No.
Damn.
Sammy Amiobi.
Nope. 2008, a loan deal for an attacker from Nigeria left Newcastle.
Show
Show
Amobi.
Amiobi.
I heard Kyle first, but I think it could be a case of volume. But and if you gave it to him last week, I'm confident I heard him first. You might have to VAR it. It was Shola. I thought I heard you say I thought, oh, here we go, but no. Obviously left Newcastle to join Stoke, and that was a loan deal. Right, 2012, 7.5 million.
El Shaarawy.
Nope.
No.
2012, 7.5 million for an attacking midfielder. We're going by what transfer mark said.
Hmm.
Jorginho Wijnaldum.
No.
Dimitri Payet.
No. 2012, 7.5 million for an attacking midfielder from England.
Joe Cole.
No.
That was my last guess. I thought with him. I don't know. Can't think.
2012, 7.5 million for an attacking midfielder from England left Crew Alexandra.
For 7.5 million.
According to the transfer market, it'll be Euros mind.
Even still. Who's from Crewe again?
That's not him.
Lots of good youth players from Crewe.
James Madison.
Negative.
Don't know. I thought that.
I'm trying to think of who came from that youth academy. Nah, nothing.
2012, 7.5 million for an attacking midfielder from England left Crew Alexandra to join Manchester United.
Ravel Morrison.
Nope.
Nick Powell.
1 point.
That's a lot for him.
That's what transfer market says. Obviously Euros, but still a decent amount of money.
Nick Powell.
I was looking at throwback Premier League players and he came up and I thought, you know what, I'm going to pick him.
Did he barely played, did he?
I know, but it's a throwback. It was
Did he play more for Hull than he did for Man United? I remember him at Hull.
Probably, yeah. He was at Hull and
Cardiff, possibly?
went to loan in Hull in 2016. Then was it Wigan, then Stoke, then Stockport. He's really getting on.
I kind of played at that MK Dons 4 game against Man U.
Yeah. Anyway, last one. 2019, 20 million. I nearly read the answer out there.
Uh,
Do you know any players who've got the first name 2000 and Kyle?
2000 Messi. That was awful.
That was horrendous. 2019, 20 million. I'll say it again because
No.
composure.
I don't know.
You passing?
Yeah, I just said the words pre-COVID.
2019, 20 million for a midfielder.
James Madison.
No.
Could have been.
Random midfielders. I'm struggling with random midfielders. No, move on.
I just heard him breathing out loud and it sounded like a lightsaber. I was like, 2019, 20 million for a midfielder from Portugal.
Fernandez.
No.
Renato Sanchez.
3 points. So that ends 9-3 to Kyle.
10-3 I had.
10.
you say-
Give him a point for sure.
Did you say attacking midfielder?
We just said midfielder.
Oh, sorry, I thought it
Midfielder.
was attacking.
Apologies, 10-3 then. I missed counting. Oh no, I missed his point. No.
Yeah, you missed his point for sure.
Doesn't really matter. Still won.
Well done. Humble as always. Right, this I don't care anymore. Get that away. What I've been really looking fucking forward to this week. Oh, can't wait.
FPL time. That's what he's implying.
Well, you
Oh,
need
yeah.
to take that. You need to take that off. You're not the FPL champion. Get it off.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm still the current game champion.
Are you want to do it or me do it?
No, I'll let you do it.
All right, okay. Well,
He's host this week.
what a bloody start. Will we start top to bottom or bottom to
bottom to
top?
top,
I don't
go on.
know. Bottom to top. Obviously, someone who does very well usually. Kyle Pagan is a slow first week, 12th. Greg Nutman slow start, 10th. We'll scroll up a wee bit. Kyle's sitting in 5th European spots. We'll start. Number 3 is Matthew Williams. Number 2 is myself. So we're stopping the league now. Thank you very much. I'll take second after avoiding relegation last season. No, I'm only joking. It's me in second. And up top, and number 1 is Kieran Thompson. So well done, Kieran. I hope your good luck doesn't continue and I take the top spot, but we'll see. But yeah, thanks very much everyone who's joined. Obviously, that is only game week 1, and there's a lot still to play, aka time for me to drop back to my usual 15th, if there's still 15 players this year.
You were checking well. You were doing well, Robert. I checked. You're doing better than me. You've got the player your team's named after in your team.
That's why I'm going to win it.
Yes. Emil Kraft sadly does not feature in my team, Arts and Crafts, though he did feature at the weekend.
I wasn't allowed, so I couldn't have it. I wanted to do Udogi style.
Yes. I wonder why that's not allowed. Family game.
I thought it was allowed, so I didn't take
family
Udogi.
game.
I'm Rhea Sunshiner for anyone, and obviously picking up 8 points, I think it was. Yeah, Big Haaland got me some decent points this. Well, let's see. I might actually change my. No, I won't change my team this year. Let's be honest. I'll get to game week 3 and then.
You've got some Chelsea players in there. They're going to be sold by the time the transfer window ends.
I've got 1, 2 actually. You 2, you're right. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for everyone for taking part. Obviously, it's only 13 this year actually, so I can't finish 15th. Going by last year, I'll have to finish 11th.
In some other news, starting possibly this weekend, possibly next weekend, TBD. I am going on some EFL adventures this season. Locations to be determined. If you have some places you'd really like me to go that aren't a million miles away, please put them in the comments below. If you say the Stadium of Light, I will not be going. Keep an eye out on the Twitter and the Instagram for clues as to where I might be going on Saturday, and I'll post some photos from the game as well. Let us know how you find that, and I will tell you what the game's like next week.
Yeah, it's good. I hope you enjoy your travels. Obviously, stay safe, young man. But yeah, looking forward to seeing the updates as well. Everyone else tuning in on the socials. But yeah, I'll let Kyle round it up. I think that brings us to the end this week.
I would say that's pretty much everything. Like, share, follow, tell your gran, subscribe. I don't know if I said that, I probably have. And follow the socials and all that stuff. Godspeed.
See you later.
Bye.